Hey, welcome to Draw Kids Draw, and today I'm going to show you how to draw a McLaren P1 super fast car. So, with my car series, I tend to use a ruler at the start because rulers and cars are very straight and it's important. So, I'm going to start off with my HB pencil, a regular old pencil, because it's a bit lighter, so it gives me a nice light line, as you can see. And then I'm going to draw two lines above that, both at 1 inch. So this is the 2-inch mark, this is the 1-inch mark, that's the 0-inch mark, and I'll do that over here as well. So 2, 1, 0. Draw a couple lines across there, like so. 1, 2. So these will give us our guides to follow because cars are very specific, and if you don't get the proportions right, I mean, cars almost kind of all look a bit the same. They all generally the same. They have 2 wheels, they have a hood and a trunk, and so you don't get the proportions right, it's kind of hard. Next up, I'm going to do to figure out where the wheels are going to be. So I'm going to do it at 5 inches. Kind of lean it towards the back a bit, because the trunk is the shortest part of the car. So one line here at 0 and one at 5 inches, and that will give us the hubs of our wheels. So that's all the measuring I'm doing today. And now we're going to consider the wheels. The wheels are going to go up below your bottom line by about 1/4 inch or so, like that. And we're just going to quickly draw some circles for wheels. Not spend too much time on that right now. We're going to finish up the wheels at the end. So if you have a way to make a circle that's the right size, then I recommend tracing it. But I'm just going to draw in some wheels right quick. Tires even. So that's that. But yeah, if you have a way to make a circle, which I didn't. Oh, man, I pretty much did. This is like from a tape. This would have worked awesome. I could have just done this. Maybe I'll do it anyways, just as a reference. Okay, so I wasn't very far off. That's hilarious. Okay, cool. Well, I have a perfect circle, so I'm gonna erase this outside spot. I made my circle way too big, as you can see. So that'll make my life a lot easier. If you don't have one, don't worry about it. So cool. We got that done. Now we're going to do the outline of the car. So we're going to start at the back here, and we're going to draw the fenders. The fenders are going to, the rear one starts above your bottom line by a little bit, and it'll end up over here. The fender will end up right here, and it just swoops over the tire and comes down like so. The front one, same deal, it ends up over here. And this one comes a little bit further ahead and pretty much lines up at the bottom. And so that'll go over, around, and down. Perfect. Cool. And so now we're going to draw the line that joins the car across the bottom here. Actually, we're going to go a little bit lower because there's a fairing there. A little bit lower, go across, and then make a hump here. Like so, and then follow that line back like so. There we go. So that's the under fairing. That's good. We're going to do the front of the car, and if I'm going too fast for you guys, don't worry about it. Just press pause. Pause is a great way to get me to slow down, and you can also slow down the video a bit if you want, but you can rewatch me. So if I'm going too fast, don't worry about it. Just pause me. So, because some kids like to go faster, so. Okay, the bottom of the car goes here. Swoop. And, let's see. Let me see here. I've got a drawing of it, or not a drawing, a picture of it. And it almost goes, yeah, that's about right. It's not quite as wide as the wheel that the hood sticks out. So that's the wheel, and it's a little bit shorter, so that's perfect. Now we're going to go up a little bit above halfway between this line and that line, so like so, and then now I'm going to go to the trunk, or to the, actually I'll draw this line. I'm all over the place today. So about this high, we'll say, I don't know, not too far above the wheel well or the fender. You come and you'll swoop this down to the front of the car, like so. So the headlight's going to be in here. The headlight actually almost swoops up to this line, so it starts here, swoops up, and then swoops down, and then curves. And then there's another swoop here. This is kind of like an air intake. And there's a line right here, part of the air intake. And you can color this in. This is a, it's like the grill part of the car. I'm going to switch my pencil actually now. This was an HB. Now I'm going to use my super dark 6B because I like it. It's easier to darken, so I'll darken that up with that. My favorite pencil, nice and dark. And so that's good. We got that done. Now we're going to do the back of the car. And the back goes, my line's not quite long enough, so I'm just going to lightly extend that. So the back comes up, it swoops up, and kind of dips in around here and pops back up for the brake light. So I'll start up there, swoop it back, go back down, around. It's kind of like an S shape. So that's the S shape. And now we've got our line. Oh yeah, there's also a fairing over here. Just like this one matches, it comes down, swoops out along this bottom line, goes out past the front and swoops in. And on the back there's also another fairing. It comes out right about here, and it goes down to about here, and it just tucks behind the wheel. And that's going to be all black. So next up, I guess we got to finish up this tail light. So there'll be a little line here, it comes out and goes down, and that's the tail light. And then this, the back part of the car, the trunk, swoops around and down and comes back in. You can just color this in a little bit. There's your tail light. Cool. Next up, we're going to draw the body line that goes swooping across here and over. So let's see. Let's look for some lines here of reference. So I'm going to measure, let's see, it's about the lowest part of the body line that ends up around here is going to be about half of the, it's about here. It's about half the size of the wheel. So if I went like that, that's about half the wheel. And then I looked at the fender well, it's about there. So that's going to be about there. So that, what happens is, this swoops all the way back. So it goes up to about this high above the wheel. So it'll swoop up here, come down, slowly come down. This will be the lowest point right up to this line, and it swoops back up. So I think I'll actually swoop the back up right here, because we're right there. And now I'm going to draw this line, swooping it up right up here. That's the highest point. Then it slowly comes down like so. There we go. Cool. That's good. That's good. Next up, we need the beginning of the top of the car, and that will start pretty much right here at this wheel. So right there. and it's going to swoop up. It's not going to hit the top of this line. It's going to be a little lower than that, so it's going to, the highest point is probably going to be about here. And let's see, it's also going to come up and line up with this part of the wheel. There's a little body line right about here on the wheel, like so, and then this will be the windshield. So the windshield will go up and over here, and it's all pretty even. It's all pretty even, that outline edge. So let's go up to here and then down to here. And I went a little bit further ahead, but that's cool. Doesn't have to be perfect. So now we're going to do the windshield. The windshield is going to come down a bit and go up. And it will make it almost to the top of the car right here. So this line will go down here and we'll color this in. Yeah. Cool. Now, there's a little bit of a bump up here. There's like an air intake for the engine. So that just goes like that. Boop. Color that in. Cool. And let's see, the door. Let's think about the door here. There's a couple lines I want to do before I get to the door. We should do the side mirror. The side mirror comes up from this lowest point. 2 lines. And then the mirror. So the mirror is just kind of a round, kind of rectangle thing. Like a so. And it's a little bit darker. There we go. And so that gives us reference. This is part of the door line. There's another line right here that's going to be thicker. That is a part of the door and some air venting as well. There's going to be another line that goes about here on the body. And this one is going to swoop up to this line, right about there, swoops up and then down. And it meets up with this, and it actually curves a little bit right here. Curves up, so okay. So I'm going to go from here, swoop it up, there we go. And then I'm going to take it down, and there we go, lined it up. You can draw that one kind of lightly too, because it's like a body line. It's not like super dark. So that's good. Now we're going to take this line, comes down, curves down, and it's going to go all along here and up to about this highest point right here, and it's going to be the lowest point around here. So it's going to bend up to here, and then from there it kind of just follows the body line, slowly going up, and then swooshes up here. So I'm going to take this down, swoosh it down, and then slowly match it up to this line here. Cool. So that's giving us some more lines of the car. And there's another line of the car that goes across here. Think of it coming from this fender well and going to this angle down here. So just pretend it's going here, then start drawing here, and pretend it's going here. There you go. And it gets a little bit thick here, and it's light. It's kind of like a... This whole thing actually is going to be darker. Let's shade this whole thing in. Shade that in lightly. And I'll take that line we just did, and I'll smudge that in a bit. I'll take that line and make it darker now, because now it's obvious. Cool. And there'll be a darker line here a bit, and a darker line around here. There we go. Cool. There we go. That's getting good. What else do we have to do? We still have to do, oh yeah, the door. I was worried about the door lines. So let's start with let's start with right here. The door line is here. It goes up and over. It goes up this way, diagonal, and then it bumps out around this bump, and then it lines up to here, to here-ish, so it swoops down. Then it swoops around here, around this bump, so the body line, and then it goes up this way, and then it diagonally goes up to meet up with this vent about halfway through the vent. So that's our door. That's our door. So that gives us a bit of an idea of how to do this rear window section. This is a rear vent, I think, as well. And it goes like this, like so, and then it's going to meet up just past the window side mirror, and then this will go up and meet up over here. So this just follows this line of the top of the car and comes down to there. Same thing over here, just follows the bottom of the car. There we go. And we need a line here. And that's going to be the front window here. I'm just going to color that in a little bit. I'm going to shade all the windows in because it looks cooler. Tinted windows. And then there's a line that goes here and here. And this is like a part of the pillar. And this is part of the venting system. So I'm going to color it darker here. And then lighten it up over here. And then we need to color in the window. Smudge it in a bit. There we go. And we're doing quite good. We just need a little line here. Swoop. And it's just kind of got a little bit of a shape like that. That's cool. And we need a scoop, a hood scoop, or a what are we going to call this? I've forgotten my words. This is a little rectangle that we're drawing. Color that in black. And then it's the spoiler. There we go. 2 lines there. 2 lines here. And we're going to draw one part of the spoiler. It's going to be kind of a pointy shape and then go up. Just like that. And then it's kind of got the same pointy shape over here. So draw the pointy shape here. Except this time it's going to go over and around and meet up with the back of that. And then this one's going to bump up and down. And it's just like that. We'll do a little bit of shading on the bottom. Just make that a little bit bigger there. And I gotta connect those lines perfect better. There we go. And that is looking pretty good. Now all we have to do is the wheels and we'll be all done. I'm going to shade it a little bit. Shade in the bottom here. Shade in the bottom. Shade in the bottom. I'm going to add a little bit of shading to the headlight because there's like this weird glare in it. Shade that a bit. Smudge it around. Smudge it around. There we go. I'm just kind of like giving the car a bit of a color instead of it being white. And this line is going to be darker too because it's the bottom of the car and it's a darker piece. And then this is also going to be darker. Just like so. Cool. That is looking awesome. Now we're just going to finish up the wheels. So I'm going to draw some tires in. I'm going to use the beautiful reference line that I had. I'm going to thicken up some tires. Thicken up some tires. So we want the tires to be about that thick right there. Do 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 do. So tires are good. Tires are good. We got the tires. We need 1 and we need 2. So another tire. How tiring. Whoo, drawing tires. That's a mechanic joke. When mechanics change tires or they're moving a bunch of tires around, They go, that looks tiring. And if they're working on exhaust work, they go, how exhausting. And I know this because I've worked as a mechanic for many years. Many years. So, we got that. That's all good. Now you can kind of do whatever wheels you want. But I'm going to be doing the McLaren stock wheel, the stock rim, which is a 10-spoke rim. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, 10-spoke rim. So the best way to do that, I'm just going to draw some reference lines first. So I'm going to draw a straight line across. And then we kind of need to fit 4 lines on either side. So like that. 1, 2. Okay. And 2 more across. So like so. That's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that makes 10 spokes all the way around. That one's better than this one, isn't it? That's okay. And in the center, we'll do a circle. That's the hubcap. And then we'll do 5 bolts for the bolt pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-volt pattern. And we're going to do what do you call it? I'm going to draw a line right around the hub here. A line right around all those wheel bolts. And then we just kind of need to make these spokes a little thicker. So I'm just going to draw another line on the spokes, and if any of them aren't quite centered looking, like this one, I'll draw the spoke on this side to kind of even that out. And this one a bit on this side to even that out. And then this one a little bit on this side to even it out. This one on this side. 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 Cool. And there should be like a tiny line around the edge here where the wheel hooks up to the tires. The bead of the wheel, if you will. And you want to shade in the in-between, because the brake rotors are in there. You could draw brake rotors if you wanted, but really it's a dark kind of area. It's going to look just as good to darken that up. We're going to darken up the fender well, because that's a dark place. Like so. We're also going to draw a shadow over here in a minute, but we're just going to finish up this other rim. So this one's a little better space, so I'm not going to worry much about it. And a line around the outside edge. Just a thin one. Color in between. Shade it lightly. Doesn't have to be too dark. I'm going to give a little shading. Shade in the wheel well, but not too dark, because you want to see the wheel well from the tire. And now we're going to do a shading along the bottom. Shading along the bottom. Shade that in. And this is pretty much done, guys. I know it takes a little longer to draw the cars than I like, but they're very detailed and specific. It's not like drawing a cartoon, so they take a little while. So, cool. That's it. That's how you draw a McLaren P1. So I hope you enjoyed drawing the McLaren. I know it's difficult, but keep on trying if you're not feeling it. But it also doesn't have to be perfect. Just don't worry about it being. You don't want all your drawings to be perfect. You're working. You're slowly evolving as an artist. And so yeah, hope you had fun. Check out my Instagram. Send me some pictures of your McLarens. And what else? I guess that's it. Keep drawing, have fun. We'll see you on the next video. Subscribe if you have not. Bye. Bye.